Good morning, and we are here back with another episode of the Talk to Tanner Morning Show, where we focus on tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises each and every weekday morning at 7 a.m. to help improve ourselves, to make a better version of ourselves, so we can be better for the ones we love and care about most. Being better for the people we care about. There's this premise and this magical idea that people will do more to help others than they will for themselves. They'll do more to avoid pain for others to avoid pain for themselves. Maybe that's the motto that we need to take on here. That it's not about us, that we're doing it for other people. Maybe that's what could exactly help us differentiate from the competition. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. Differentiate from the competition. And how exactly do you do this? How can we ask the right questions to get the right answers, to differentiate from the competition? Let's go ahead. I'll share my screen and pop over here. And this is a speech that I gave last week to an organization called BNI that I'm a part of. Each and every week, I get to go do a talk and a speech on an educational moment. So networking groups, opportunities, always be on the lookout for those because the exposure on those is absolutely phenomenal. Fire. It's all about getting in front of more people, right? Differentiate from the competition. Should I keep that up there? Does that look good? Let's go ahead and do the slideshow. Okay, so kind of taking you through. Let's go ahead and these are questions that we need to be asking ourselves when we're in business, when we're working with our clients, when we're trying to just tell other people what it is that we do. How do we go about it? So question number one that we need to answer is define your target market and describe your ideal customer or client. Just define your target market. Who are you going afterwards? You can do some simple Google searches or some examples of just categorizing your target market and describing your ideal client, like their age, their sex, their occupation, their education level, their income, all of these factors that make a person who they are today. And I like it almost better not doing the target market, but your ideal customer. Who the hell do you actually like working with? Is there a certain client that you have now that you absolutely love? How do we go about that? How do we work with more people that we really like and care about? Think about what that would do for you. What would your day look like if you were working with people who you actually cared and liked? How would you act? Would you have more energy? Would you be better at your job? Powerful things to consider. So describing your ideal customer, always a great exercise. Defining your target market, you can break that up in sex, age, income, ethnicity, whatever you want to do to break it down to who you work with best. Because it's not about like being discriminatory towards other people. It's about providing the best possible service that you can for people who you really do want to work with. We want you to show up as the best version of yourself. Next, describe the problems you solve for your target customer or client. Describe the problems you solve. I help people solve addictions to bad habits, such as being addicted to nicotine products, or maybe addicted to your cell phone and the placement of that. Maybe it's drinking too much, or maybe it's the people who you surround yourself with. These are the type of problems I can help people understand to improve their environment and set themselves up for success and take more action towards the things they actually want to be working on. So some type of describing the problems that are going on for your clients, because people pay to have their problems solved. They don't pay because, oh, Tanner, he's a nice guy. I like him. He gets on here. He does this morning show. It's so cute. It's so funny. It's so great. I'm gonna give him a bunch of money for coaching sessions. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna buy his products. I'm gonna buy his exercises, or whatever it would be, a transaction with myself. You buy things to help solve problems. You buy things off of feelings. You buy things for your own convenience and to put you forward, which that's how you should do it. So just understand that when we're trying to lay out, we're describing the problems. If you keep saying that you want to be doing something and you are not doing it, come talk to me. That is a huge problem, and we will break that problem down. That's the main problem I help people with. So take your own example in your own seat. So for example, in my seat, I help people take action on the things that they say they want to do, but they don't do. Help people take action on the things that they want to do, but they do not do. You want to make more sales calls. You want to have a better plan in place. You want to have a calendar for all these things, and you're not doing it. And you're just simply not doing it. And day after day after day, you're not doing it. That's when you come talk to Tanner. When you want to do something and you're not doing it. So take your own example in that regards. What is the major problem that you see all the time with your ideal customers or clients that they're not taking action on, that you can help them take action on? It's hard to put a return on investment. You can charge a premium penny. You can really help people out in this way. Next. So we're going to go at the last piece. That's for kind of the actual organization I'm in. We do these weekly presentations you have to go through, but you guys don't have to worry about that. So these are just a few more questions to dive into a little deeper on your target market, your ideal customer. So feel free to screenshot these, write these down, copy them, email them back to me with answers, whatever. Get these suckers answered, and they will give you a lot more clarity. And we go over many times on the show, clarity is power. What is a business who is already a great customer or client for you? When people are trying to do additional prospecting, when you're trying to get more people and you're trying to enjoy your life more, doing the research on what it is your ideal customer is already doing. What business are they actually in? What are their daily actions like? Focusing on that and targeting towards that. What line of business is that customer in? Again, narrowing down. I don't recommend usually getting too broad with this. And so if you can answer that question of what line of business somebody is in that you're after, you're going to really help narrow it down, such as what's the approximate size of that business? Do you have a product that would work really well with teams, such as in a real estate office, or maybe a martial arts school, something, or a football camp, or some type of sport? What line of business and what size are they in? That'll give you a sense of what kind of target business you were looking for. Who within that business makes the buying decisions for your product or service? And this is usually with any sales that I've had the pleasure of getting an education on, always talk about wanting to talk to the decision maker. Talk to the person who's actually going to write the check to buy what it is you're trying to buy. You wouldn't go to a home and try and sell the child of the home a playground, right? Of course, they would want the treehouse. They would want the fun stuff in their backyard. They would want all of that. But you have to get the decision maker, the parent, to write the check to actually pay for this product or service. So talking to the parent about the child would be a much better way than talking to lower management and then asking for a decision. And then you get the reply, oh, I'll get back to you in a few days when I talk to my manager. Do you think that person's going to sell you up at all? Probably not. So usually our best case scenario, if we can, is talking to the decision makers for the product or service. And lastly, this one's always a great one, figuring out the goals of your ideal client or customer. What are your ideal client, your ideal customer, who you really want to be working with and spending all of your time with? Because remember, we work like a third of our lives, so we really should enjoy the people we're around. What are their goals? Do you know their goals? Do you even know your own goals? You probably do. It's just seeing the importance of, if you know your goals and then someone else knows your goals and you want to help them achieve those goals, and you keep the conversation, the focus on their goals, you're going to have a lot smoother and better of an experience, because that's why they would even get your service. That's why they would buy your product, is to reach their goals. So knowing your customer goals, and don't be scared to ask what your goals are. I mean, I get it. I'm a life coach. It's a lot easier to transition into doing that, asking people like, hey, what's your number one priority? What's your number one goal? And then you figure that out. My number one goal is just getting organized. If I could just get organized, I'd have more time to spend with my kids. And okay, organization. Now we can tailor what we're trying to sell to that problem. We can get in a state of rapport. We can help them out. And we can see, this can help solve your problem. Would you be interested? And they're going to be a lot more likely to consider, to want to try, to want to work with, or at least recommend to somebody. So these were some questions on getting that ideal customer, ideal client, knowing the size of the business, what business are these people even in. Let's do some research on who we're trying to work with, what problems do they have, and what goals do they have. Remember, ideal customer, who you want to absolutely work with and have more of in your life. What problems do they have that you can solve, and what are their goals? Problems and goals. If you can solve those things for people, you're going to do an absolutely killer job of growing, just getting referrals. You won't even have to market if you bring that much value to the table. All righty, that wraps us up for this morning's show. It is Thursday, July 28th. Yeah, July 28th. This is a pre-recorded, so I'm a little off on the dates. But nonetheless, what are the problems? What are the goals? Who's your ideal customer? How can we break this down and classify this? Jot it down, write it out, get it done, and let's be more efficient with who we're reaching out to and who we want to be reaching out with, because it's always more fun that way. Cheers, friends. That's all we have. That's how you can differentiate from your competition. You can really nail down who it is you want to be working with and be excited, enthusiastic, bring a lot of energy and value to the table to where they can't ignore you. Let's bring this off. I'm popping off. If I can escape that. All right. Roll out. Let's play some music. Riding off. Knowing our ideal customer, knowing our ideal customer's problems, and knowing our ideal customer's goals. Who are they? What are their problems? What are their goals? Here to ride it through, here to make ourselves better every single day. Here at the Talk to Tanner Morning Show. Tune in again tomorrow, 7 a.m. live, as we go over more tips, tricks, exercises to make you the best version of you, to help people Thanks so much. If you need a free coaching session,